From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Slaughter in the name of the Islamic State. That is what U.S. authorities say was the main motive behind a Canadian resident, Pakistani national's planned attack on Jewish people in New York. Mohammed Shahzeb Khan was arrested yesterday in a small Quebec town on his way to the American megacity. Reporter Josh Einiger says Khan was in touch with what he believed to be co-conspirators stateside, but they were actually FBI agents.
The complaint says Khan instructed the undercovers to obtain AR-style assault rifles, also ammunition and other material to carry out the attacks, including ISIS-inspired clothing. Even had found a short-term apartment to rent, and he was arrested just 12 miles from the U.S.-Canada border on his way here. He's being held in Canada, but will soon be extradited to the Southern District here in Manhattan to face federal terror charges.
The 20-year-old is facing a slew of charges in the U.S., as well as 3 charges in Canada, including attempting to leave Canada to commit an offense for a terrorist group. A grade 9 student at a Saskatoon high school says she's not sure if she'll be able to go back. The 13-year-old was a witness to this week's frightening and senseless attack that saw a 15-year-old girl set on fire. She described how the victim squealed as the attacker initially ran off and teachers desperately tried to extinguish the flames. On Friday, a 14-year-old girl appeared in court on charges of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and arson. She is set to appear in court again on Wednesday. Out west now, to where a First Nation in BC says it wants the province to rethink its approach to the forest industry. Nakaslii Wutan chief Colleen Erickson says in light of Canfor's recent decision to shutter 2 sawmills and leave 500 workers without jobs, First Nations must play a bigger role in the industry's future. She says Indigenous entities would not be, quote, sending our profits elsewhere, as corporations not headquartered locally would. Erickson says company claims that affordable fiber can no longer be found is no surprise due to what she calls unsustainable harvesting practices. And finally, overseas, 2 eyewitnesses say an American woman posed no threat to Israeli forces when she was shot and killed. Israeli soldiers shot and killed 26-year-old Aishanor Izji Agi, who had been demonstrating against settlements in the West Bank. Arya Fani is an assistant professor at the University of Washington, where Igi was a recent graduate.
She had smiling eyes that just recognized the humanity in whoever she spoke with.
The U.S. government has confirmed Igi's death, but did not say whether she was shot by Israeli troops. The Israeli military, however, said it was looking into reports that its troops had killed a foreign national while firing at an instigator of violent activity in the area of protest. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, starting off in the CFL, where the BC Lions defeated the league-leading Montreal Alouettes 37-23. Former Alouettes running back William Stanback rushed for 128 yards, including a 38-yard touchdown in the third quarter. Over to the NFL now, where Saquon Barkley scored 3 touchdowns for his debut with the Eagles, leading Philadelphia past the Green Bay Packers 34-29. The contest also marked the first time in the NFL regular season a game was played in South America, Sao Paulo, Brazil to be exact. To the MLB we go, where Max Fried pitched 7 strong innings as the Atlanta Braves beat the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. Toronto's lone run was an unearned run coming in the 3rd inning on an Atlanta error. And the 12-seeded Taylor Fritz will take on number 1 Jannik Sinner at the U.S. Open Championship on Sunday. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.